Good morning, friends. Have you ever heard of intuitive eating? So, I hadn't ever heard of this before I started learning how to heal my sugar addiction. And I was doing some research, and intuitive eating came up when I was researching like food addiction and how to overcome a food addiction and cravings and things. And that's when I found intuitive eating. And that was the first time I'd ever heard of that. And so I started reading more about it and learning what it was and how to use this tool to my advantage. And so like, what I mean is I learned intuitive eating is like how you instead of eating out of habit, you're eating only when you're hungry. So you're like tuning into those hunger cues instead of just eating because it's mealtime or because you have a craving or something. And what I mean is, so I used to, when I would wake up in the morning, I would just eat breakfast as soon as I would wake up because it was breakfast time. And when I started using intuitive eating, that's when I started asking myself, am I hungry? Or am I just wanting to eat because it's time to eat? It's breakfast time. And what I found out was a lot of times I actually wasn't hungry. And then when my stomach would growl, like I would even go further and ask myself, am I hungry or am I thirsty? And I would always I started drinking like a glass of water in the morning to see if that stopped the growling. And it did. Like most of the time, my stomach would stop growling when I would drink a glass of water. So that told me I wasn't actually hungry, I was actually thirsty. And once I drank water, it went away. So that's kind of what intuitive eating is. It's a way of eating that puts you in charge of your hunger cues. And it's the opposite of a diet. There's no like guidelines about what to avoid or what or when to eat. You It teaches you that you are the best person to make those choices. And the idea is that you should only eat when you're hungry and you should stop when you're full. But the problem is we've been conditioned to not trust our body and its signals, and instead we eat according to like a diet or a food plan. And that has messed us up over the years because now we're not in tune with our body and its hunger cues, and we're just eating according to a schedule or a diet plan or when that diet tells us we should eat. And I don't believe in that. I don't think that that's the way we need to be living and eating. We really need to get in tune with, does our body need nourishment? Does it need water? What does it need? Does it not need any food? Do you need emotional? Do you have emotional hunger? Do you need you know something for your emotional hunger and not your physical hunger? So that's what I want to explain first. Intuitive eating, to practice this, you have to first start distinguishing between physical hunger and emotional hunger. So physical hunger is a biological urge that tells you you need to replenish your nutrients. And it's a gradual feeling, and it gives you signals like a growling stomach, fatigue, irritability, and then it goes away once you've eaten, once you've giving your body nourishment, it goes away. And I know we've all felt that before, but a lot of times we mistake our emotional hunger for our physical hunger. And so emotional hunger is driven by our emotions. So if you're sad, lonely, bored, or even stressed, a lot of times these feelings can create food cravings. And when you're emotionally hungry, you usually crave comfort foods. And it often leads to feeling like guilty after you eat. So that's what intuitive eating means, is to distinguish between physical hunger and emotional hunger and really get in tune with what your body is telling you it needs. Because it's not always physical. It doesn't always need nourishment. Sometimes it needs you to take care of the emotional hunger. And sometimes, a lot of times in our busy world, it's that stress, these emotions that we get from being stressed out, and we think we're hungry, and we try to satisfy it with food, and then it's not satisfied, and so we never get satisfied. We never satisfy that hunger because we're using the wrong thing to satisfy the emotional hunger. So I hope that makes sense. Let me know in the comments if that makes sense to you. And let me know if you're watching today. Just say hi if you're watching, and if you're catching the replay, just put replay down there so I know that you've watched. And anytime during this video, you can ask me a question and I'll try to answer that. But anyway, so I want you to start trying to distinguish between these two types of hunger, because that's really going to help you. It's going to help you not overeat, and it's really going to help you with your cravings. Whatever kind of cravings you had. I used to have a lot of sugar cravings, and this really helped me with my cravings and my, sugar addiction. So start trying to distinguish between the physical hunger and emotional hunger, and try to slow down when you eat, because a lot of times we eat so fast that we don't get satisfied. We eat in a hurry, and then our bodies are like, whoa, what just happened? And it doesn't satisfy us because we didn't slow down and really enjoy what we were eating. And another thing, slowing down, and another thing that it does is, a lot of times, if we eat too fast, then we won't realize that we're full. And so when you slow down and eat and take your time, then sometimes you don't have to finish your plate before you're full. You get that fullness, and then you're like, oh, I'm full. I don't need to eat this whole plate of food. So those are the benefits of like slowing down when you eat. And you also need to be distraction free if at all possible. Like, don't have the TV on, don't be scrolling through your phone and stuff like that while you're eating, because then you're mindlessly eating and you're not focused on your food. And that can make us eat more. It can make us eat more, and then we're stuffed and we don't feel good. So just recognize that. And, when you do emotionally eat, like I said before, it can sometimes make you feel guilty afterwards, like, oh, I shouldn't have ate that, why did I do that? And, that's how you know if you emotionally ate. If you feel guilty after you ate that, that's emotional hunger and not physical hunger, because you shouldn't feel guilty after you eat. After you nourish your body, you should not feel guilty. So benefits of intuitive eating are, you can maintain your weight by doing that. you have a higher self-esteem, and a better body image. Those are the three things that, like, when they do studies on intuitive eating, that's what they've found, that you manage your weight better, you have higher self-esteem and better body image. So those are all three things I think us ladies can always use more of, right? Um, and eating should satisfy physical hunger without causing guilt. So the food you eat should taste good. It should make you feel good. And, you know, you're, remember that it's your overall food patterns that shape your health. So what you do on a regular basis is what shapes your health, not what you do occasionally. What you do daily is going to shape your health. So, one meal or snack is not going to make or break your health. So if you have a treat meal, that's not going to break your health. But if you're having a treat meal every single day, it will break your health. You will start to see health issues. But if you know, and if you're one of those people that, you don't hardly eat healthy foods a lot, and you only eat them once in a while, well, that's not going to make your health. If you only eat a healthy food like once a week or something, that's not going to make you healthy. It's what you do regularly, consistently, and daily is what's going to shape your health. So just keep that in mind and start listening to your body cues. Start listening to what your body's trying to tell you, and don't give in to the emotional hunger. Try to figure out why you're wanting to eat, why you're craving this food, why you want to eat, and figure out, is it stress? Is it because you're lonely, bored? What is it? And don't give in to that. Start trying to recognize that that's emotional hunger and not physical hunger. And so if you need more help on overcoming your food cravings and learning healthier ways of eating, I do have a free training that walks you through the exact steps that I took to overcome my sugar addiction. And this can be helpful for any food addiction. It's not just sugar. It can be any food addiction you feel like you have. So I have that free training, and if you're interested in the free training, you can just put free training down in the comments, and I will get that to you so you can watch that and kind of see the 4 steps that I took to overcome my sugar addiction. But that's all I have for today, and I will see you guys next Tuesday with a new video. Bye.